Okay, welcome back to the third episode of the Biscuit Club podcast. My name is ralphsix. We are having a bunch of fun today trying to record this particular episode. We're being attacked from all sides, but Biscuit Tears persevere. Remember, I told you that. Today, we are joined once again by the magnificent SuperBlueGrodd. Say hi, Blue.
Hello.
And returning from all the way back in episode 1, it is FerroLad, everyone's favorite lad. Say hello, FerroLad.
I thought Aqualad was everyone's favorite lad, but
Not
okay.
to me. Not to me. You got it, buddy. And today we have a very special guest, the one who's kind of responsible for all the madness that is the Biscuit Mob, the one and only Bladexoxo. Blade, are you with us?
Hello.
Hello. And the reason that I blame you, or give you credit, for the Biscuit Club is, well, you brought Mafia to the DC universe. How did that happen?
I just kind of was bored one day, and I just decided, you know what, maybe I could ask to see if this game's allowed, and it was. And then I just started putting it together, and now we have 3 games.
That's a lot. So, of our 8 listeners, I think probably 3 of them don't know what Mafia is. What exactly, how would you describe that to them?
Mafia is basically a game that there are sometimes 3 sides, then there's 2 sides, but 2 sides are usually it. You got the heroes and bad guys, essentially. And the whole game's anonymous, except for the bad guys. They all know who they are. And you're just supposed to vote each other out of the game. Or unless you're a bad guy, then you gotta kill everyone every night.
Oh, how fun. So you got a big group of people, and within that big group of people, there's a tiny group of people. But the big group of people doesn't know who that tiny group of people is, and that tiny group of people is a secret group of people that are secretly voting to get out the big group of people before the big group of people can figure out who the secret group of people is and vote them out. Is that right?
Yes.
Wow, that is complex, but it has been a lot of fun. So, so you brought it over, we figured out that it was allowed, you put it together, you threw on game 1. How was game 1? How'd that go?
Besides, like, it was pretty much like a beta game to see what would happen. And I think it went pretty well.
I agree with that. I was in the first game, and it was my introduction to the community, so that was a lot of fun.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, it was a really great way to get to know a lot of people. I had been in the community for a while by the time it came along, but there's a lot of people that I had never chatted with myself before then. But in game 1, I have to say, it's great hearing that y'all had a lot of fun. But I got voted out second in game 1. So I don't know that I would call that the best one that we've had so far, just based on that fact. And I'll tell you what got me booted. What got me booted is I said, and I quote, "I'm a hero." And I got booted out. But it was true. I was a hero. So what are you supposed to do? So anyway, I just needed to vent a little bit. You know, I'm crying on the inside. But
as somebody who's played a lot of Mafia in real life, I can tell you that that's the number one thing that people vote other people out based on. But it's also easier in real life because you have like facial tells. You can figure out when somebody's lying better than when, like, from their inflection and how they say what they say.
Right. So what is it in real life? Is it like a tabletop game or
a bit of both? I have the tabletop version, but you don't really need it. You just need a big enough group of people.
Interesting. Is that how you found it, Blade? For tabletop, or somebody just said, "Hey, let's play this weird game one day"?
No, I actually found it through another forum.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Cool. Can you say what forum, or do we not want to advertise?
Please don't judge me.
Okay.
Because this game is... Have you ever heard of Atomi games?
I feel like I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
Okay, so they're basically... They're basically dating simulators, but you're a girl character. And
Okay.
it's called My Candy Love, and it's I was in a phase in middle school, so I blamed that. But I found it on there, and they're called day-night games on there, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I should bring this over to DCU. It's
Awesome.
okay.
How'd you figure out it was actually called Mafia?
I figured that out through actually playing the day-night games over there.
Oh, I gotcha. This kind of people were talking about it. Well, listen, this is a safe space, Blade. You don't have to be embarrassed. You tell us anything you want to tell us, okay? It's just us and our 8 listeners. You don't worry too much about it. So, who won game 1?
My team did, I believe.
Which was the
bad
group of
guys.
people or the secret group of people?
We were the bad guys. We were the secret group, and I got to play as the Riddler,
Okay.
which meant I had a double vote.
Yeah.
That actually came in handy a lot.
Interesting. Yeah, I got booted out that first one so fast. I can't even remember what my character was.
Yeah, that actually wasn't my decision. I didn't get to pick.
No, it is assigned randomly by Blade. So then, episode 2 of the game came along, and weren't there actually 2 versions of that playing at this simultaneously? Yeah, weren't there? I think there was 2 versions, because I was in one where the big group of people was actually the bad guys, and then I think there was another one where like the Sade Acolyte, shout out, was in the other one where the big group of people was heroes, and you were running 2 games at the same time, right?
Yes, I was, and I'm so grateful for shout out to Rainstorm Riddles because she helped me a lot with the second game because I had it was me and her doing the game, and then I decided I'm gonna have the other game going at the same time. Which, by the way, I am never gonna do again.
The 2 game at the same time?
Yes.
Was that too much? It got a little chaotic.
It did, especially when you got the 2 games and you're running them both at the same time, and then you get questions from both sides. You have no idea which side it's from.
Right.
And you have to remember everyone's roles, so you have all the roles on top of.
Yeah, I could imagine that would get a little bit confusing, and I do remember. Yeah, Rainstorm Riddles was kind of our moderator over in the villain version of game 2, because we got a little rowdy. And that is, for our long-term listeners, way back to episode 1, where the Biscuit Mob, formerly known as the Lynch Mob, was formed. And it basically formed by one person just coming in and shouting Lynch Mob. And then we just kind of let chaos ensue from there. Turns out the Biscuit Mob was actually comprised of both heroes and villains. So there were some traitors, although I'm not pointing any fingers, Blue. I'm just saying that, there were some traitors in the Biscuit Mob in the beginning, Blue. And so, but we got over it and we moved on. Let me ask you this, Blade. In that second game, which one was your favorite? The one where Biscuit Mob lived, or the one that Biscuit Mob did not live?
Honestly, the one where
no pressure.
The Biscuit Mob.
Obviously.
Because I thoroughly enjoyed watching the whole starting from Lynch Mob and going into the Biscuit Mob, and then it brought tears to my eyes every time because I just started laughing so hard.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It truly was, and that's where me and Blue first met, and Princess Rosalind, who's also a founding member of the Biscuit Mob. She will join us at some point. Shout out. And Emerald Knight 123, who was actually the guy who got us all going initially. So hopefully we'll see him at some point as well. But that game was pure fun, and we were always up late carrying on and trying to figure out how exactly to survive, even as we ended up killing off several of our allies, but resurrecting them. I mean, it's the way Mafia goes. So then now currently you're in game 3, and from what I remember in game 3, you started off going after 50 players. What made you insane enough to want to run a game with 50 players?
So I thought, having a big game, because everyone kept wanting to join the games, and I kind of felt that every time because it's like I don't have enough spots for everyone to join. So I thought having a bigger game would include everyone who previously played the games, and for people who are new to playing the games on DCU.
Mm-hmm. And how did that work out?
It's still going after 3 topics.
Right. So for those who don't know, each topic in the DCU, you are limited to 10,000 posts. So the current game of Mafia on DCU is now in its 3rd thread. So we're looking at almost 30,000 comments on this one game. So yeah, it's been a bit chaotic. Has it been as much fun as the other versions?
Yes, I say this one's actually a little bit more fun. I gotta play around with my broadcasting characters. The ones that I use for the storytelling portion of the game. And right now, we have this thing called the Disaster Family. And there's a whole family tree. And actually, SuperBlueGrodd is one of the children.
From the future.
Yes.
Oh, how sweet. And who's his mom?
Me.
Oh, you are Blue's mom. Oh, it's like a family reunion right here.
The plot thickens.
Oh my goodness. So I will say that I do show up in the family sometimes. I am BlueGrodd's ghost butler because they killed me off a long time ago. They knew a threat when they saw one. And so I am now butlering, whatever that means, to BlueGrodd, but only in a ghost version. And I think some of your kids keep also threatening to destroy the entire world with sudden death rates.
As a little bit of an outsider to this whole thing, I'm just going to say this sounds like if you mashed every sitcom together.
It kind of makes sense, yes. And they were also being banished to a deserted island just because they were being a little, I guess, too rowdy in their own home with the sudden death roads that were about to go off. Is that right? Is that the plot summary?
Wait, there's a plot? I got to read up on this.
Well, like I said, you're looking at about 30,000 posts, but yes, it is for an interesting...
I got my summer reading.
There you go. It's a whole novel just ready to go. And in between, of course, you have people yelling at each other. You're a villain. No, I'm not a villain, etc., etc. Who's Superman, etc. So, yeah, but no, I thoroughly enjoy the Mafia games. I think they're a great addition to the DC universe. Like y'all said, it's been a great way of getting to know people. And what's cool about them to me is that there's such a variety of people new to the community and people who've been around for a while. So it's really kind of neat. And also seeing just the different tactics people use to play the game. So thank you, Blade, for bringing the joy of Mafia to DCU.
Oh, you guys are so welcome.
And go ahead. So, go ahead, Blake. Go ahead.
Well, I thoroughly enjoy making the games, and you guys, because it's all based on you guys. You guys are the ones who keep it alive. Without you guys playing, I wouldn't have games. So there's that.
Right. So let me ask you, where do you come up? Each character in the game has a different power on both sides. Where do you come up with all that stuff? Because I thought maybe you had like a tabletop where you're looking, well, this character had that. I'll make this King Shark over here. But are you just like making it up as you go along?
Some of the characters, yes, and sometimes I reuse abilities if they're the same character from other games.
Right.
But then I look up other roles online to see actually like the list of Mafia roles, and then I tweak them to have them make sense with the superhero theme.
Yeah. Well, I think it's worked out great. I think what's been really cool is that each game... Whoa, what was that?
A portal.
Oh my goodness. I never actually heard one before. That was so scary. Oh man. So,
A sonic portal.
that's what it was. So, but anyway, I've liked how each game has had its own flavor because the powers have been so different, and especially this last one. The players will know more what I'm talking about, but this last one, the villains made just a fabulous move, which pulled 3 heroes onto their side, and their heroes, especially Princess Rosalind, this season's strategist, just kind of really studied the powers and just flipped it on them, so it really made it more even. So it was actually really cool. Almost being a ghost by then and seeing it all come together. So I thought that was really neat. All right, while I have you played, I'm going to pitch a character for you next time. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Dead Man. Dead Man's power activates once he is knocked out of the game. And once he is knocked out of the game, he then has the ability to come back with the same abilities as any other character. Until he gets knocked out again. If he gets knocked out again, of course he's done. But he comes back with basically his choice of ability, but it doesn't kick in until after he's dead. What do you think? Is that good? That's good, right?
I do actually enjoy that kind of character. The only thing I would question though is the booting out part, and then coming back.
He's got to come back. He's Dead Man. He's Dead Man. So you
All
got
right,
to twice.
let me help you out here.
Okay.
So Dead Man's ability could kick in once he dies, and what he could do is he could lay a curse on another player, role blocking them.
Okay.
Or maybe whoever attacked him.
So he's still dead. He's out of the game, but he gets to affect
But he gets
the
to kind
game
of work things from beyond.
Ooh, I like it. All right, Blade, write that down.
Already on it.
Okay, good, great. I'm so excited. So, all right. So finally, I want to go ahead and announce to everybody something that's already playing the game. No, I think you have a new club for everybody.
Yes, I do have. I do have the club. The club.
What's it called?
DC Mafia Games.
Well, that is original. I like it. When is that going to kick in? I assume we'll be playing games through the club. Some people will join the club, and those members will be the players of future games.
Yes. So actually, all the games are going to happen within the club, and it's actually I'm planning on throwing up the first game that's actual club activity is after this game. Maybe. If everyone
so you're
behaves.
not going to need like a break or something? You sleep this one off?
Yeah. No, I don't. If I take a break, it's going to be another month-long break again, and then I'll think about coming back. So I think having a back-to-back game, especially when it's a club activity, better for me, because to me, it's like, this is my baby, and I love it.
Right.
So.
Well, we love it too. So thank you very much for doing that. And thank you very much for joining here on the Biscuit Club podcast. It has been a pleasure having you. Will you come back someday?
I plan on it, if you guys will have me.
We will have you, and we may even talk about other stuff. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
All right. Ferro, what else you got?
It's funny you mentioned that. I was hoping to close out this episode with some suggestions for people who want to get into Mafia in real life. You can find a couple different versions of the game at your local retailers, probably. I don't know where you live. But you can probably find some Werewolf, which is the same game but different name. You can play it online. You got sites like Town of Salem. I've heard that one come up quite a bit. That one's a lot of fun. But yeah, there's lots of ways to play it, and I'm really glad it's come over to DCU.
Me too. I'm gonna check out those sites. Good tip. Thank you for when there's any downtime in this Mafia. I'm gonna go over there and maybe hone my skills so I don't get kicked out right away. Blue, you got anything?
No.
All right. Well, that is a wrap, my friends, for another fun, exciting episode of the Biscuit Club. My name is Ralph6. We will see you next time. Blue, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Ferro, I'll see you later.
Yep.
All right.
Biscuit.